Hello and welcome. This is the introduction of the Sunflex 24 Touch. We're going to go through some of its operational features, and I'm going to try and attempt to zoom in a little bit and see what we get so we can concentrate on the screen more. And let's pan up a little bit. And that's a very good close shot of the screen. So, just a little smaller maybe. Yeah, okay. As you can see, this is the main screen. On the very top, it displays the date, time. Right now, the unit is set up for single timer operation. So we have one sunrise and one sunset. As you can see, sunrise starts at 7:41:40. It's in a breed mode right now. It's a demo unit, so consequently it's got some random values in there. Sunrise start time, sunset start time, and room temperature if you have the optional temperature and humidity monitor, and tells you that sunrise has been completed, the daylights are on. We're in breed day mode 14 of 90 days total, and daylight for today is 15 hours and 40 minutes and no seconds. We're going to touch the screen and show you what the main menu looks like. These are all the options available. Setting the date and time, sunrise, sunset times and duration, breed mode, rest mode values, mode selection, manual, breed or rest, system options and system status, and in this line right here you see enable midday timers from date and time menu if you choose to have a dual timer mode. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So I'm going to select the date and time, and as you can see, time, date, and the option for the dual timer. The dual timer is off at this time. We're going to turn it on, and the red line indicates that it is on. And we're going to go back right now. We're going to save that, and we're going to go right back to the main screen just to show what the dual timer looks like. So what we've done is we introduced another option. So we have in first sunrise, first sunset, lights off during the middle of the day, lights come back on, and then the lights go off at the selected sunset time. All these times are adjustable. The sunrise and sunset time, when you're in breed or rest mode, those are automatically calculated each and every day to either advance the daylight hours or subtract from the daylight hours. So back to the main screen again we go. This next screen shows the setting for normal sunrise and sunset times, duration, again, everything. The minimum duration is 3 minutes on either one of them. Duration maximum for sunrise is set at 30 minutes. Sunset is at 45 minutes. Those values are fine, so we're going to go out of that screen. Oops, I'm touching the touch screen. So that covers that. Now this is the breed mode. This is where you start I'm sorry, we can't go into it because we're already in breed mode, so I cannot make any changes. So I need to get out of it, and let's proceed instead to the rest mode, which is the opposite of the breed mode. In this mode, we basically decrease the amount of daylight hours to bring the birds into a rest condition, and molting and whatever goes on. You breeders know what that's all about. So basically, we're going to start with a high number of daylight hours, typically 14 to 15 or whatever, and we're going to lower it to something less than, typically 9-10 hours a day, the number of days that you wish this change to occur in, and it automatically calculates the amount of change each and every day for sunrise and sunset duration. You notice we also have a fixed sunrise mode. So this way, any changes in daylight hours only extend the day or decrease the day at sunset time. Sunrise will always be fixed. So if you pick, for your conditions, if you pick 6:30 or 6:35 in the morning for the sun lamps to come on, 6:31 for that matter, for the sunrise to initiate, sunrise will always initiate at that time, and we're going to enable it and show you the difference. We do not make any change for sunrise. However, we do make a 5-minute change at sunset with the values that we have calculated. As you can see, as I change the number of days, okay, it automatically calculates and tells you what those changes are going to be. And this particular timer, sunrise and initial start hours, initial end hours are now selectable in 5-minute increments. That gives you greater flexibility on the adjustment of sunlight duration for your particular situation. So as you can see, as you adjust, things automatically change, so it's easy for you to see. There we go. We turn sunrise mode off, and the change here would be sunrise will be later, 1 minute and 36 seconds every day. Sunset will be earlier, minus 3 minutes and seconds at sunset time. We'll just save these values, it doesn't matter. We're in a demo mode. Next, we're going to go to the select operating mode. Remember, we are in breed mode right now, so that's the breed mode. The camera is being overwhelmed with the intensity of the colors, so the screen looks somewhat, the colors are not natural colors. It's simply because the screen is so bright. I can't diminish the brightness of the screen. So here we go. We're in breed mode. When this got started, we set a starting time at 7:41 in the morning. Again, 5-minute increments. Okay, so we can start the time in any 5-minute increment we want. Okay, and that basically the values were already preset. So all we have to do is select the starting time. We're gonna go to the manual mode, and manual mode, daily sunrise and sunset routines are based on the user set values. Show you what that looks like. These are the values. Those are the values that you have for normal sunrise and normal sunset. So in this mode, that sunrise and sunset gets repeated day after day after day. No changes will ever occur. It's fixed. Okay? Now we'll show you what would happen if we were to select the rest. If we were to select the breed mode again, it says what time are you starting? 6:55. What do we have? I'm sorry. What do we have in breed mode? Well, let's look at the values that we have for breed mode. Breed mode. The text basically says increases daylight hours based on the following 3 values: starting hours, ending hours, and number of days to maximum hours of sunrise, maximum hours of daylight. Sunrise and sunset times are just daily after midnight. System changes to manual mode at the end of breed mode. So everything you need to know about what that function does is right there on the screen presented to you. So in this particular scenario, we have the starting hours at 10 hours and 5 minutes. Let's make it 9 hours and 45 minutes. Make it 9 hours and, oops. Okay, 9 hours and, sorry. 9 hours and 45 minutes. One more time. Ending hours, we want to end at, let's say 15 hours and 14 hours and 50 minutes. Fixed sunrise, we don't want to worry about it right now. Number of days, we want to do it in, I don't know, 88 days, okay? So with variable sunrise and sunset, the change that will occur every day is sunrise will be earlier by 1 minute and sunset will be later by 2 minutes and 16 seconds every day at midnight. Okay, we'll recover from a little mechanical difficulty. Ran out of memory and battery on the recorder here. So let's continue ahead. I think we were in the selection of the rest mode values or breed mode values, one or the other. They're both the same. And basically, once you select the mode that you want, the only thing that's required is to set the first sunrise start time, and then everything is adjusted based on that starting value. So as an example, you set rest mode to be from 15 hours down to 10 hours, and just assume a calculation. We're going to subtract 5 minutes a day, so that means that sunrise, if you have fixed mode sunrise, will always be at 7:15 in the morning. If it's flexible sunrise, it's going to subtract, it's going to add a little more time each day at sunrise to slow down the process. And we'll save those values. And let's see, that takes us to system options. This is where you can set globally fixed sunrise or sunset mode, and that's not really a big deal. You can select it from the breed or rest mode screen. This particular entry here is for the night level. That is the level that the sunrise and sunset lamps will remain at the end of sunset. So what happens when you initiate this? The incandescent lamps will start glowing slowly. You set that value that seems appropriate. You press save. It'll save that value, and the incandescent lamps will extinguish. Also, in that same menu, we have the ability to turn the daylights. There's a number of places you can turn the daylights on and off. There's 2 places. You can hear a relay, maybe not. Then the next one is very important. This is for you and for me. System status. Well, we've been playing around with this. System restarts, reboot, or power failures. Well, I can't tell a power failure from a reboot or a restart. All I know is that the system was reinitiated 5 times. Okay, and of course it makes sense because we've been turning this thing on and off as we went. The other entries are vitally important. This is where we detect whether there was a sunflex routine that failed to start, a sunset routine that tried to start at a wrong time, sunset routine that failed to start, and a sunset routine that tried to start at the wrong time. Likewise, for midday, same scenario for middays if the dual timers are enabled. So what do these mean? Let's say that sunrise is supposed to be at 7:15 in the morning. However, 7:15 came along. The system told the routine for sunrise to start. Sunrise decided to go to sleep, but did not start. The routine has exactly 10 seconds to set a bit that says I'm running. If that bit is not set, we force that routine to initiate, and we will log a value of 1 right here. We wanted the system to do a sunrise. It failed to do it, but we did it anyways because it was the time to do it. The opposite of that is it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and somehow, for some strange reason, stray bits get crossed to take a wrong path, and something happened that says, hey, let's do a sunrise routine. So as soon as the sunrise routine is called, the system checks the clock. It says, whoa, wait a minute. It is not 7:15. You cannot run. So we do not run the sunrise routine at 7 o'clock in the morning. However, we put a flag here that says, yeah, we failed 1 time. Same scenario in reverse for sunset. Sunset is told to start, fails to start. We start it anyways, and we log it as a failure. Sunset tries to start in the middle of the day. We say, no, you can't do that. We set the flag. We do not do it. So very, very important screen. The rest is status. It tells you sunrise has been completed. Sunset has not been completed. Fixed sunrise mode is on. Dual light status is on. Night light level, we set it at 17. We are in a rest mode. Today is day 0, 45 days of resting. In this particular scenario, we have the ability, once you start a routine, whether it's breed mode or rest mode, let's say you set up something for, in this case, 45 days. However, you have made all the calculations, you're on day 14, and you say, well, gee, I should have made it 40 days, okay? So what you can do is you can increment this counter. I think you can increment this counter because the routine is fake, right? And we can increase the day. So if it was day 2, we can make it day 7 to subtract 5 days. It's a very slow process because there's a lot of calculations and things that have to be done. Day 7, come on. And as soon as you see it here, cancel, and we get out of there. So now, as you can see, the system thinks that it's on day 7 of 45 days. So basically, we just shortened the period of time, but we did not, in the shortening the period of time, we did not change the offsets for sunrise and sunset. Sunrise and sunset values are going to be decreased or increased according to the previous calculations that we had for the 45 days when we started. So back to this, and back to system options. And one thing I forgot to do is clear the faults. Okay, so let's clear the faults. I should have cleared the faults instead of resetting, instead of canceling. And that pretty much does it, except for the dual light mode. In this particular mode, the only restriction is sunrise, or I'm sorry, sunset. Remember, we had a sunrise early in the morning. It's noontime. We want to turn the lights off. So we turn the lights off at 12 o'clock. So the only restriction is this time cannot be less than 1 hour before or after sunrise. As you can see, we can only go down to 8 o'clock in the morning because our sunrise is at 7. Likewise, for sunset, when we're ready to turn the lights back on in preparation for sunset, which in our case is called a sunrise, the only restriction is that sunrise cannot occur later than 1 hour before normal sunset, and I'll demonstrate it. That's it. That's as far as we can go. The only place we can go is 18, 19, 20 hours, and then it goes back to 10. We can go less, but not more. And again, we can't go less than 1 hour after. So these are some safeguards to prevent the system from going crazy with a sunrise is in progress and the sunset clock says, let's do a sunset. So we eliminate that possibility by doing some extra programming to take care of faults. And this is the priced feature that we put in. We determined that we had enough memory to try and do Italian, Spanish, and German conversions. Select, and the screen and the menus all change to their native language. Probably 99% of the most important menu items have been translated. So that's Italian. Again, this is the menu in Italian. Show you what this looks like in here. Did a fairly decent job of translating it in Italian to describe that it's the it's the breed mode in Italian, and same scenario, starting hours, ending hours, number of days. Save it. Let's see what else. This particular option, system option, because of its complexity, we started getting crows on memory consumption, and you never want to run short of memory, so we elected to leave this. This will be explained in a manual or online. So this particular menu doesn't get changed. I will go back to the main menu, show a little bit of what the Spanish version looks like. Save. Again, menu, heading, operating menu, same scenario. And I show you the rest mode in this particular one. And again, same thing. Oops, we are in rest mode, obviously. The system thinks we want to make a change, and you cannot change while you are in that mode. You cannot change from this screen any values. If you want to change any values, you go and adjust sunrise, sunset, or the number of days individually, but not from the main menu. And we'll try the German. German was a little more complicated because some of the word translations were way much larger.